Hi, I'm Zitong, and I'm a first-year membership student. Let me just get up the light. And I'm Chinese, but was born and raised in London, so I've been in London my whole life, so I know where the good events are. I'm familiar with the city, so if you have any questions, you can always come up to me and ask. So the reason why I wanted to run for ABACUS president is because I really enjoyed this year's events. I felt really comfortable with the community and the people, and I really liked how I felt comfortable with my Asian heritage and background with everyone else. And I believe I have what it takes to lead one of UCL's biggest societies. I was house captain in my old school. I led orchestra for 3 years, and I even led anime society in school as well. So yeah, even though I enjoyed this year's events, I have also thought of what I can bring to ABACUS and how to improve it. So here's some ideas that I have. So number one, listening to members. As ABACUS president, I will always have UCL's members' interest at heart. I know there have been some complaints about previous events this year, so I would send out surveys and questionnaires after each term or after big events such as vote party, so I know what went well, what to improve for next time. Second, I would improve social media and notices on events. So again, with the spam messages, I know it's really annoying for everyone, so I would get a team to delete these messages, block these advertisers, and make sure there are more notices on when events are coming, when tickets are released, and when professional photos are out. Lots of people that I know don't actually know there are professional photos, so that on the Facebook page, just to clarify. I also know how difficult it is to get tickets for some events like 1010, especially for freshers. So one idea I had was to give out tickets in intervals. So you can release some tickets at different times and then get different sign-up sheets. So people can have multiple chances of signing up and getting tickets. So it's much easier to get tickets and people will complain less about this. Number three, more social events, internally and externally. So this is one of the biggest feedbacks I've heard around from other people. And as president, I would like to hold Take Me Out too. And for those that don't know what Take Me Out is, it is a British dating show. And this is for all the single ABACUS members who would like to find a partner in ABACUS, or it's just a show for everyone to sit back and enjoy as well. And internally, I would like to have more ABACUS family. I know everyone's distracted by the pizza. I am too. I would like to hold more internal ABACUS family events. So that can be family competitions, either playing games or playing sports. And this would just integrate the years and have more a social community inside of the ABACUS. And lastly, is reducing ticket prices. So this is probably the biggest and most repetitive feedback I've heard. And the ways, being a personal rep this year, I've kind of familiarized with how ABACUS is being run and how finances is being shared across it. And my ideas for reducing ticket prices is by getting more sponsors. So an example of this was the vape company that sponsored 1010 earlier in this year, or by reducing, or by taking away free drinks to subsidize events for some events, because I know some people don't really like to drink in the events, or they pre beforehand to make sure they don't have to pay in clubs and all that stuff. So yeah, these are some of the reasons why I want to be president, and some of the ideas I would put forward if I was to be president next year. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, first question. As president, you are responsible for making sure the minimum spend is met at clubbing events. The main way we ensure that we meet the minimum spend is by buying and selling tables. At an event, let's say the minimum spend is 10K, the bar spend so far is 4K, and the table spend is 2K. What would you do to make up the remaining 4Ks, and how do you communicate this with the other presidents?
Okay, so how would I go about this is have a meeting with all the other presidents set a meeting and talk with them and come to agreement together. I would first talk with the events director and the general secretary on trying to promote the event more, try and get people to buy more tickets, prioritize, like, promote the VIP tables and everything. But worst comes to worst, I think it is up to committee to make up for the remaining 4K. Either try and get friends, try and make up for the price yourself, getting a table for committee members, and yeah.
Sorry, Zitong, this is the event's already taking place and everyone's already there.
Okay.
And all the tickets have been sold and the minimum spend still hasn't been met. So
Yeah.
yeah. So so you still have 4K left up to make. And tables have already been distributed and bought. So what would you do at the club?
Okay. So
Or
yeah,
would you plan something ahead of time?
I would encourage people to buy more drinks, convince committee members to buy more drinks too. Liaise with the other presidents and yeah. I would also get in touch with the owner of the event and owner of the club and tell them that we are still remaining 4K. Is there any agreement that we can come to? Is there any anything else we can do? But yeah, I would say communication is really important in this, problem solving and coming up with a solution. I think it's quite hard to like force people to come up with drinks, pay up drinks. So in the end, it is up to committee to like pay a bit more extra. And then for future events, I would say make the budget less, plan ahead, and yeah, prepare for this situation better.
As president, it is your responsibility to ensure your committee are contributing equally and that personal conflicts do not disrupt the workflow. If one or more committee members experience a conflict with one another, or you find a committee member is not being proactive enough, missing deadlines, or simply not replying to the group chat, how would you approach your committee to resolve this matter?
Yeah. So, at first, I would try and talk to that one committee member separately. I wouldn't try and cause discourse among the whole committee because that would cause more drama and delay future events from happening. I would ask them if there's anything going on, if they need more help, if they need more help distributing the tasks among the team, but also put in a reminder that they have responsibility and duties to uphold. They have the whole of ABACUS members to rely on for future events that's happening. But yeah, I would say be stern and talk with the whole committee, what is going on, and distribute tasks. Like, we are a team, we have to have good communications and good teamwork among ourselves. So yeah, that's how I would go forward.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
In your speech, you mentioned surveying questionnaires on like which events are better, which events are not. How do you maintain that? Because, for example, I'm not sure if you know this, but like for every single academic module, there are questionnaires, and they're like not a lot of people fill them in. So, what's the point of a survey questionnaire?
What's the point of the survey questionnaire?
People are surveying.
I would talk with the events and the gem set again. Polls on Instagram. If it's comes to worse and like we're not getting good feedback, emails are also a good option. I would assume people would like to see future changes, so I would make the surveys more accessible for people. But if not, talking to people when events are happening and getting the general gist of their feelings and talking to more people, I think you'll get a general idea. Yeah?
On another point you mentioned about reducing ticket prices, how does that work when you offer free drinks at the club?
When you offer free drinks, so when you offer free, no, I'm saying getting rid of the idea of offering free drinks at the clubs. Drinks are quite expensive at the clubs, so I'm saying I'm offering that as an opportunity to decrease the ticket prices for some events. But the best method, I would say, of going forward with reducing ticket prices is by getting more sponsors. I'm not saying giving free drinks is making the ticket prices going cheaper. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, as a president, you have to work with a lot of different presidents from other uni, and so let's say one of the presidents very stubborn on, like, let's say ticket price or like just some venue. What would you do about this?
Okay. Again, I would have a meeting with all the other presidents, and I would ask them why they're so stubborn on the ticket prices and venue. Because it's not just one uni that we have to like accompany for, it's for everyone, but in different unis. Yeah, it is for everyone's happiness that we need to like accustom and make changes towards. I would ask why and come to an understanding, because and talk to other presidents if they are willing to go forward with this. But yeah.
What if they're just so stubborn? They're like, if you don't do it my way, like I'm gonna pull out. I'm not gonna do it with you.
Okay, so I think as president, you need to have like, you need to accept some changes and stuff. So if all the other unis don't want to like go forward with this change, I would say like, we would try and like accustomed to their changes, but if no one else wants to, I guess for this one event, worst comes to worst, we do the events without them, but in future, with enough time to plan and time to discuss, I hope this wouldn't become an issue in the future.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So as president, you're going to be working with at least 6 other presidents. Now, all these different presidents, they have very different personalities. They have a boatload of opinions sometimes, and they all prioritize different things. While one president might be dead set on focusing on making profit, another one might be focusing on subsidizing so more of their members can attend. So how do you manage all these different opinions and priorities, and where would your position stand?
That is quite a tricky one, because everyone focuses on different things. Hopefully there are enough events in the year, and I know that for big events, there is like unis that mainly plan these events. They have their own say, so I'd say they have a higher role in these decisions. But how I'd go forward with this is, again, communication and having talks with other presidents. Yeah, surely there's enough events that we can accustom to what different presidents want at different events. So, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, we have one more question.
You mentioned in your speech that you would sell tickets by intervals. Logistically, how would that work, and wouldn't it lead to more ticket hoarding if you're releasing it constantly?
Okay, so I would still put a cap on how many tickets one person gets, one ticket per name. But maybe it's I'll do it by day. There will be a spreadsheet, so I'm sure we can figure out who's actually hoarding tickets. If they are hoarding tickets, we could put them on a warning list and prevent this from happening in the future as well.
And with regards to the workload of managing those spreadsheets, would it just be you as a president managing, or would you assign?
I would have this managed as a team. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned you live in London, right?
Sorry?
You live in London, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are some events in the summer that are in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you know about it. How you plan on managing it when you work with it?
So I would talk with other presidents. If it's events that's happening in Hong Kong, I would obviously let other people decide as well, and still have my an event that's going on in Hong Kong. There's still other roles I can take. Is venue pricing. I can still do my own research and put in my team's and myself's opinion into this. So, yeah, I would plan and communicate with other presidents as well.
I'd just like to say that I'm not from Hong Kong and I don't live in Hong Kong. So when my committee did the Hong Kong Precious event, I really gave them a lot of creative control with this. I was more of a support than I was a leader in this situation, and I can say that that's okay sometimes as well. Sometimes it's okay to let your committee, take the reins. Yeah, thank you, Zitong.